Hey everyone, Sirturmund here again, and we're back with some more One Piece videos. This time we're gonna move on and try Newgate. So Edward Newgate Whitebeard in OP04. Haven't showcased him at all since OP04 came out, and I'm really thinking that this is one of, if not the best deck of the current format. So I'm going to give it a shot. Now, this list that I'm playing today, I actually stole from Cross AI or slash Michael. So there's always a debate about Strawbeer versus full on Whitebeard pirates. And one thing I always really like about the Strawberry version is the fact that Sharper costs 1 versus Fosa, which costs 2. That extra dunk can be really impactful in a lot of game states. So that's why I always gravitate to the Strawberry version. However, the pure Whitebeard version does better in the mirror because you're able to find your curve easier with the Izou. You're able to have your Thatch, you're able to have your Atmos, etc. on curve. So there's also a lot of arguments why you want to play this pure Whitebeard version. So I wanted to play the pure Whitebeard version, but I always dislike Fosa. And then I saw the Cross a couple days ago, I think it might have been yesterday, a stream with this pure Whitebeard version, which just changes Fosa for Chopper. And I think that was pretty genius. It's such a small change, but I actually like that a lot better. Yes, you lose the ability to search for a blocker, but I really like the value of just having this as a 1-cost blocker compared to 2 costs. So that's what we're gonna play. It's gonna be pure Whitebeard with Chopper in the midst. Obviously, we have our triple Luffy because you have a lot of blockers in this meta, and all the events in the world this day. So hope you enjoyed today's matchup. We're gonna have a matchup against Rebecca. And the player we're going against, we actually have 4 games against them. So hope you enjoy all 4 games today. And if you do, make sure to like the video below and subscribe to us. We post One Piece videos every single day. Enjoy the matchup. We're going up against Rebecca. I'll go second just so that I can have my curve. We don't get any of the cards that I want to play on curve. Okay, we do get the Atmos. We get the Atmos. We have the Ace, which is nice. And we have a couple of events as well. Not complaining. The opponent gets the King Kong gun, so let's keep that in the back of our mind. So the King Kong gun is going to be really good for them once we go to 0 life, because it just for 3 down gives them 6k power, right? So that's like really important for them to find a way to use have lethal against us. And they get an Orlumbus as well. So Orlumbus, Giats, as well. Okay, they throw with the Giat, so Orlumbus and King Kong gun, right? So let's go like this, just force them to actually go ahead and play the Orlumbus plus the Leo if they have it. So if they're using up their Leos now, that's better for us later on, because it lets our blockers be a little bit safer, right? Yeah, so Orlumbus. They also have to kill their own Rebecca, which doesn't matter. You're never attacking with her. And then they go Leo. Yep. Cool. We'll just play Thatch, I think. Yeah, let's just play Thatch. Another Giat, alright. The Thatch is a little bit more difficult for them to kill because it requires them for them to have 2 Orlumbus to get it down to 1 cost, right? So they need to have a second Orlumbus here because this... Okay, oh, I mean, I'm still fine taking that away as well. The problem again is the King Kong gun, right? So the King Kong gun is always going to be an issue. Guess we'll go like this. And just go for 7. Because once we get to 0 life, that King Kong gun is going to be really problematic against us. Allowing them to just have this big hit. So I need to kind of put some pressure here. They get the Barto. Play another Leo. Why play another Leo? I guess they might... So they have a Kyros, right? They have a Kyros, and they're going to try to just send this guy out, but I can just bring him back. Yeah, we can bring him back, right? I think I'm fine with that. It is a nice way, though, to eat up my events. And they can attack with it right away, and we just give you the 2k. Let's give them the Jozu or the Makino. Let's give them the Makino. If you attack with your Orlumbus as well, I will kill it. Okay, they don't attack with it. We could go here. I was hoping we could find the 9-drop, right? So we end up whiffing. Because if I find the 9 drop there, I would have been like big chilling, right? We don't find the 9 drop. We can play the 4 drop, I guess. We probably want to keep this ace. We can play the 4 drop. I guess we can go double 4 drop and just have a lot of units on the field so that we can actually have a big attack. Opponent gives me the Barto. Let's make this. Let's go like this. There's their Luffy. And they just need to set up for the King Kong gun next turn. This I think is a mistake. Because you're now going to have to restand that Luffy, right? You're going to have to restand that Luffy. And not attack with him. If you attack with him, then that's going to be a problem. Because I can kill the Luffy next turn with the ace, right? You should not attack with this. Thank you. Opponent knows what they're doing. You cannot attack with that, right? So you cannot attack with that. We need to keep Dawn for all these Red Hawks. So we need to keep Dawn for everything. So 2, 4, 6, 7. So that gives us 7. So this can get up to, like, the problem is this big attack that's coming. So that's 7. I guess there's no way for me to actually kill them here, right? Because I just have the ace and nothing, and they have a blocker. Yeah, so I need to keep 7 Dawn, 2, 4, 6, 7. And that still is probably not going to be enough. That leaves me with 3 Dawn, so we can go 7, 7, 7, I guess. Yeah, so this is where the King Kong gun comes in. I guess let's go 6 again. Let's go 6. Let's go 7. If I had a blocker, that would be the way that we save ourselves. But we end up not getting the blocker. I'm going to keep an extra Dawn in case that we get another guard point here. 4, 6, 7. Yeah, I'm going to keep an extra Dawn in case that we get a guard point or a radical beam from this last life. That's the only way that we can stay ourselves alive. So the opponent has exactly King Kong gun in their hand. We don't get the guard. We don't get what we needed, right? So you just go King Kong gun here and then just double attack. Right? So you're just going to eat up as many as you can from us here. I like putting everything on the Luffy. I don't know why they didn't put everything on the Luffy. I guess he's forcing a 2k counter out of me right here. But like you just put everything on here on the Luffy and just play the King Kong gun. Yeah, you just put everything that's 13. Yeah, exactly. You just attack like that. And at most we can only go like this. Yeah, we can go like this and it doesn't matter. I didn't even do it efficiently. If I had the blocker, that's the only way that I get there, right? Because the blocker would have stopped the first Luffy attack. But since we didn't get the blocker, the opponent ends up winning the game. And that's what makes this matchup so good for Rebecca. Just the fact that they're able to do that, right? If they want to, they can have the King Kong gun and the Luffy and just attack us twice with like this huge hit, right? So we get blockers this time. Maybe we keep them. I want to play this differently. The Marco blocker especially is going to be really powerful. So even though my curve is kind of messed up, I think it's nice to have these blockers for later in the game. So they get the Gyats. We didn't get anything. And whatever we play at 4 drop is also probably going to get punished by their Lombos anyway. So I don't think it's a big deal. So they have a Gyats, which is a 2k counter. They whiffed on the Rebecca, but that allows them to just play the Rebecca ability, right? Ooh, they don't play the Rebecca ability. Why? Why not? You have 6 cards. You have 6 cards. Why not play it? Let's just go like this. The Newgate would have also been really nice last game, right? When we had 10 Dawn and we had Izou and we tried to search for it, that would have been really nice. Unfortunately, we didn't get it, right? So, okay, so they have our Lombos now. So they have our Lombos and they have the Gyat still. So our Lombos, Gyats, and another Barto. Okay, so we can go Sits here. I like playing this Thatch. I like playing this Thatch first. Okay, we have maybe we have 2. Well, actually, you know, having this many blockers is not bad because the opponent probably has like all this stuff to remove it with, right? So opponent gets to throw their Luffy down, I guess. We could throw our own Luffy down. I'm not opposed to that. We can go like this. We can go like this. Interesting that the opponent did it that way. Let's go here. Opponent gives me the second Barto. And then let's go here. What if we throw these shoppers now? I guess the opponent hasn't shown us any Kiros yet. Opponent hasn't shown us Kiros yet, so I kind of don't want to throw this shopper down. I guess if I do... If I play the first shopper now, they're forced to have a Kiros or waste one attack on the shopper, right? So this is forcing their Leo or their Kiros on the first shopper. And I think I'm fine with that. So Orlombos, okay, they're probably going to choose to kill the Luffy instead. Yeah, they choose to kill the Luffy instead. We have a second Luffy, that's why I didn't mind throwing the first one away. Okay. Alright, you can kill the blocker with your Luffy. I guess you could still have a Kiros here too. They drew a Sabo. So we know they have a Sabo blocker. We know they still have... Well, they threw away the Barto. They played their Olympus. Yeah, like, obviously, I'm going to go like this. So I'm going to block this and force him to use the restand right now. If they attack with the Luffy again, I can actually kill the Luffy with the Ace, potentially. While keeping this Thatch alive. Like, you probably don't want to attack here, right? But if they don't attack here, it allows me to just develop the Marco. Ideo? Okay, yeah, so they didn't attack. So I think this is a Marco and Atmos type of turn. And throw away another shopper. See what the opponent does, right? So Atmos, Marco, shopper. That leaves me with one Dawn. Which we don't want to use because we want to keep the Dawn for... Yeah, they're just going to counter out of this one. They're just going to block this one. They want to keep their life at this point, right? So they want to keep their life at this point, and this is where we go like this. The Marco blocker is nice because we can always bring it back, right? I would like to know how to throw away my Ace. It's kind of weird because we only have Ace and Izou to throw away, right? So technically opponent cool. They have enough to kill us? Yeah, so they finally find their Kiros. Finally find their Kiros. That Kiros actually is interesting because everything can attack my Marco now, right away. So they can actually attack my Marco right away if I bring it back. So I think I'm just gonna go like this and just use the guard point. This is forcing the opponent to have to use Dawn. And again, have to attack with Luffy again. And if they attack with Luffy again, I think that's where we have to go for the Ace. Unless they don't attack with the Luffy again, then that's fine too. They choose not to attack with the Luffy again. Alright, so we have to play the shopper. I'm concerned about King Kong Gun, right? So we have to play the shopper. But I also think we have to play this Ace. So that only leaves me with the Red Hawk. Is the Red Hawk enough for me to survive? Shopper, Marco, Red Hawk. No guard point. Shopper, Marco, Red Hawk. I guess I don't have to play the Ace this turn. We can keep the Ace in our hand and just attack with my 3 units here. And keep enough for guard point, Red Hawk, and maybe another event that we might get here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we want to use 5 Dawn here. The Izou doesn't really get me anything interesting in this situation because we really have the Marco. I guess it could get us... No, because even if we get the... If we get the Newgate, that could be good enough. It can transform into a 2K, right? Okay, it didn't become a 2K. It's just gonna become another 1K. All right, so we just traded 1K for 1K, right? So we still need to keep 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 done in case that this is another event. So that leaves me with 4 done to play with. We can go 7, 8, 7, 8. I think I like the 8s. It could be 1,000 worlds in the Marco, and that could be a problem, right? Let's go like this. Yeah, let's go 8, 8. When it can block this one or counter out of it, either way. They decide not to. Do you get the 1,000 worlds there? That's the only punish, right? Attacking their life gets punished by a couple things. So we'll go like this. Unfortunately, it wasn't an event. So we have 1 extra done that does nothing. If the opponent has the King Kong gun here. Okay, so there goes the Kyros to get rid of the Shopper. 3 for King Kong gun, and then they have no way to get rid of this Marco unless they have 1,000 worlds, right? Yeah, so they go like this. We go here, resolve that attack, use the car action, let's throw away the ace, right? We're not gonna play this ace anymore. You attack, I'll give you the 1K. I have enough to survive the second Luffy attack, right? So I don't think I'm in any trouble here. So I have enough to survive the second Luffy attack. Yeah, choose no targets here. And actually, I'm going to give them... Ooh. So... If I give them the 2K, they still have 2 more attacks here. Let's give them the 1K. Because I'm scared that they have a second King Kong gun, right? So this can go to 11. This can go to 12. If it's 12, we lose the game, right? If they put the King Kong gun on the Sabo, if they have a second King Kong gun, I lose the game no matter what. They have it, yeah. I was trying to think. I was like, okay, how, like, what are they doing that they're trying to kill me like this? But yeah, they just had it, right? They have the second King Kong gun. Oh yeah, this matchup is so bad because of that, right? We saw one get thrown away early in the game, and the opponent still had 2 to just punish us anyways in the very last attack. So my blockers ended up not mattering, right? I guess let's see a third time. Let's see what happens a third time here. So I went a different approach last turn, ended up not mattering. We have the double Izou, so I think I have to keep this hand. That's so unfortunate, man. So we know they have the Leo. We know they have the Leo. Let's grab the Thatch first. Let's grab the Thatch first so that we can play it on curve. And I guess let's grab the Atmos. I'll grab the Atmos just so that I can play it on curve. If the opponent wants to go ahead and Orlumbus into Leo, that's fine. Okay, they're using the first Leo here. That's interesting. Why get rid of the Izou? I guess you can begin to set up all your stuff. No, it's also to get rid of 1 card in their hand, right? They wanted to get rid of a card in their hand so they can use the Rebecca ability. So they have the Luffy and they have the Gyatso. So Luffy, okay, so just Luffy that we're worried about. Do you have the Orlumbus as well? Okay, so they cannot play Orlumbus into Leo anymore since they play the Coliseum. They have a second Luffy. So 2 Luffys and a Kyros. So 2 Luffys and a Kyros. Let's eat up their 2K counters. I need them to start taking life, man. Like, this is actually crazy. So 2 Luffys. The opponent gets a blocker. We don't have Marco, unfortunately. We don't have Marco. They go another Rebecca. So 2 Luffys. And the Barto. So they have 2 Luffys and a Barto in their hand. They're gonna try to kill this this guy right here, right? Which I think makes sense from their side. We can let it go, or we can just say screw you and protect it and just try to put pressure. I think what we have learned, by the way, is that we're never gonna win. We're never gonna win the long game, right? We're never gonna win the long game, so I think I'm just gonna protect it. I didn't want to throw away the Thatch because I wanted to play Thatch this turn, and we end up getting it anyways. Let's go 7, 7, and then 8. Okay, so they gave me they gave me that Barto that they drew last turn. So we know they have 2 Luffys. We know they have 2 Luffys. Okay, they give us the blocker. We'll play the second Thatch, pass the turn. Just need to get them to 0 life to settle for this Luffy, but it's never gonna happen before we get to 0 life, which is the problem. They get their Luffy now, right? So now they can attack into my units with the Luffy and potentially restand. I'll let you take that one. That's the weakest one, so I don't think it's worth it to protect it. If they restand now and attack with Luffy again, we don't have Ace to punish that. So the one time that I want to see the Ace, we don't have the Ace. They got another Gyatso. All right, so they have another Gyatso here. We can play another Thatch. We can play another Thatch. We can save the Shopper for later. Thatch, and maybe keep like mana for guard point and stuff. So that leaves me with 2 Dawn. So we can go 8 3 times, I guess. Sure. Let's go like this. Let's go 8, 8, and 8, and just play another touchdown. Okay, that's... Oh, wow, that's a lot of cards. We know they have a second Luffy. They threw away their King Kong gun, huh? Why not keep the King Kong gun in your hand unless you have another one? I guess you must have another one, right? Otherwise that wouldn't make sense to me. I don't think I'm dying next turn just yet, so I think we can go like this. We get the Marco, so we can actually develop Marco plus Shopper next turn, and that could potentially allow me to survive, even if the opponent has another King Kong gun in their hand, right? They throw away a Luffy and the King Kong gun. I guess they could have 1,000 Worlds. We haven't seen it yet. So they get the blocker Sabo. They trash Kiros, and they trash another Sabo. So they trash Kiros and another Sabo. They get the Ideo blocker, which means that they just drew that from Sabo. That's why they played it after the fact. And they have another Ideo blocker. So they have double blockers, right? We definitely develop Marco this turn, right? So it's going to be Marco. And I guess Marco and Shopper, that's 5 Dawn. This is 6, 7, 8, 9. Guess we'll go like this. Just 7 here. Have to take the last life out of them. If we can take that last life out of them, I think we'll be in a good position. So we go like this. They take the last life. We play Marco. We play Shopper. We have enough for triple guard point and radical beam, and we pass the turn. So King Kong gun. The straw. Okay, so they got a Gyatso out of that draw. So that's 1 Dawn. They get to kill the Shopper with the Kiros, right? They still have enough for double King Kong gun, but we still have this Marco on the field. So I think we're okay. We should be okay here. It sucks giving them the 2K here, though. Like, this kind of sucks. We don't have any 1Ks in our hand. They have to find a way to stop this Marco, right? But they don't have enough for 1,000 Worlds plus King Kong gun. So I think we just win next turn. Yeah, you put the King Kong gun and we just sacrifice it with the Marco, right? We finally won one, guys. We finally won one. We finally won one. Look at that. Woo! What a freaking mess. So this is at, yeah, we can just block, we can just go like this. If you attack again, I have everything that I need to block this, right? So it doesn't really matter to me. Yeah, like we go radical beam, we go here and go here. And then we just win on the open attack. GG's. All right, it got us 3. It was 3 freaking games. Thatch deserves the win, right? It took us 3 games. It took us 3 games against the opponent before we found the win. Let's see for the 4th one. You know, I like this. I like this opponent, so I want to play it one more time. We're still only 23 minutes into the video, so I think it's fine to get a couple more games. I didn't have ace. Drew him on last live. Yeah, so let me see. So we can mulligan this hand. Yeah, I will have to go back and see what he's talking about winning with ace. I guess because the opponent had 3 blockers. Oh, I guess he thought, you know, he thought I could just, like, after I took his last life, he thought I could just play ace and win the game because I still had enough done. But again, I didn't have enough anyways, so I didn't have the ace in my hand, right? Because we got the ace later on. I guess we could have just won with Luffy. We could have just won with the Luffy. I guess we got one with the Luffy. But I think because we have the double blockers and have so many events in our hand, I was okay playing it safe for 1 turn. Because again, I wanted to force the opponent. I guess that's true. I guess I should have gone for the win with the Luffy. Because we could have lost to double the double king. I should have actually played Sanji, I think, by the way. If I played Sanji last turn, I would have another attack this turn. It would have been very important. It would have been important for us to have that extra attack. Yeah. So yeah, I guess I have to look back. I guess I did probably have the lead though with the Luffy in my hand anyways, right? Let's see, they have to counter this, right? You have too many cards in your hand. We play Thatch. We don't have anything else. We might have to play ace next turn, to be honest. Oh, come on. They actually played Tachigi. So they get to kill my Thatch here with the Kyros. Or the Leo, okay. That tells me you don't have Kyros though. Let's start here first. Because I don't want to play this ace yet, right? I don't want to play this ace yet. Let's go like this. Do I care about this Tashigi? I guess she's going to be a problem as the game goes on. She's going to be a problem, right? I don't want the opponent to always be able to kill. I don't want her to be able to kill like my bigger units. Okay. The matchup just changes here, right? The matchup just changes here. I think this completely changes how the last 3 games went. We finally got to see a one of Newgate, and I think that really makes a big difference. The reason I killed that Tashigi here is because of this, right? Opponent has Kyros. They would have been able to. I guess they can still kill this Marco here. They don't have the Coliseum. Do I give up the events here? Do I actually give up these events? They don't have the Coliseum, so they can only attack with the Olympus. And if they attack with the Olympus, I can kill it on the swing back. I'm gonna do it. If you want to kill this Marco, I want you to do more for that. I want you to do a lot more for that. Now, I actually don't know if it's correct to play Newgate now. It might be better to play Newgate next turn. It might actually be better to play Newgate next turn, but then what am I doing this turn? Just playing ace? That kind of seems odd to me, right? They definitely want to probably just attack into this Marco, I guess. So I probably don't attack with the Marco. If we just go Newgate, I guess I keep the life, but then what? Next turn, what am I doing? I guess I have the Newgate to attack every turn. The opponent could have a 1,000 rolls or another Destructive Sword of Thunder to stop this Newgate anyways. I don't know. I actually don't know that I played the Newgate. I think I can wait one more turn. So this is 7 Dawn. We tap that over bends, so we can go 7-7. Let's go like this. Okay, interesting. That's a double 2k counter that they just gave us. So we just go 7 again right here. And then to go like this, I guess it doesn't really matter. Go 7 one more time. Maybe we give them a shopper. Let's give them the shopper and just pass. Force them to have another Kyros or another Leo. I like setting up the Newgate when I have 1 life. And then setting up to kill their last 2 life all in 1 shot. So the opponent played their Lombos to kill this Marco. I don't have any other events to bring it back. So they're going to choose to kill Marco instead of killing the thing. Instead of killing the blocker. I don't have any more events, right? So this is really risky. 1,000 worlds. Okay, so getting rid of this now is great for us too, right? Because that means that the opponent gonna have to deal with this Newgate next turn. There's one problem with this, right? I can just block it with the shopper. We can also just say screw that block and just go 2k, 2k. I kind of like that. I kind of like this. They cannot restand that, right? And then here we go. So now we go Newgate for 6, and we can play another shopper. That gives us another blocker. So we can go 7. We can also kill this Kyros. Is that worth it? Do we care about killing Kyros? I don't think I care about killing the Kyros. I actually don't think I care about killing the Kyros. I think I'm just gonna go for their life. They might have a way to kill this shopper right now. Yeah, so then we just go like this. Attack for 8. I don't think the Kyros is any longer a threat because I'm just winning the game next turn, right? I'm just gonna try to win the game next turn. I'm not in any threat of dying here. So I'm not in any threat of dying here. We have the blockers. Opponent has their own blocker. Unfortunately, we don't have double Otama. If we had double Otama, this would feel so much better. But the opponent's going to have to commit their blocker Sabo. Yeah, you get to kill 1 blocker, but that doesn't matter, right? Opponent didn't get the Coliseum. And the Coliseum, like, we got our Newgate. Opponent didn't get the Coliseum, so ended up working out for us, right? So the very first attack here is going to eat up that Sabo, right? So opponent has 5 cards in hand. GG. I mean, it is game. It is game no matter what. It is game no matter what, right? We can just go... Like, we can just go 11 here. Yeah, like, we can go 11 3 times, and the opponent shouldn't have a way to stop that, right? I didn't need to think about it too much, right? So, 11 here. 11 here means that the opponent has to have 4 cards to defend that 11. I guess they could have the barrier, right? I haven't been playing around the barrier, and the opponent does have 2 Dawn open. Regardless, if they have the barrier, that's that's 4k or 3k, I forgot. But let's say that is actually, I guess I can look it up right now. We have time. Opponent already left, right? So I guess I should have played on the barrier, but I don't think opponent can beat this next 2 attacks, even if they have double barrier, right? So let's say they have 1 barrier. So the barrier is gonna give them 4,000, right? So this is an 11. They play barrier. They go up to 9. They still need to have a 2k and a 1k, so that gets rid of 3 cards in their hand. And then we just go 11 with ace. And even if they have a second barrier, they cannot stop the second 11, so they're forced to block. And then we go another 11 with Newgate and we win the game, right? So 11, 11, and actually we can go 12 with the last attack and the opponent cannot stop it. So there was no reason for us to overthink that. We also have the Izou for the funny Makino play as well. So we have multiple ways to finish lethal here once we were able to survive. The Newgate definitely made the difference. I do like the idea of delaying this Newgate onto the turn where I have 1 life. There was no reason for me to play him where I have 2 life because the opponent's never going for lethal on me when I have 1 life. Like when I have that 1 life, they're never going for lethal until they can establish that Luffy. So by me playing this Newgate when I have 1 life, it ended up being okay for us to still get that value from the Newgate and be able to do exactly what we did this turn, right? So overall, 4 games against Rebecca. This matchup is definitely favored for the Rebecca player. You saw that the first 2 games what the opponent could do to just beat us. The 3rd game, it sounded like I could have actually finished the game earlier. But again, I got a little bit more defensive. I ended up playing the mark on the shopper. There could have been ways for us to get punished for the marker shopper if the opponent had two Kiros or a Kiros and a Leo, and then had the King Kong gun, which they did. They could have actually attacked enough to kill us that turn. So maybe we should have just gone for the lethal with the Luffy if that was the case. I don't know. I have to look back to that. This 4th game was just a blowout once we got the Newgate down. So ended up just being too good because the Newgate can kill any of the cheap blockers. It only keeps the Sabo. I guess if the opponent played their cheap blocker and then into Sabo, they would have been okay. They would have had 2 blockers because the Newgate would have been able to kill it. But regardless. Anyways, thank you so much. Player 16447 for the 4 games. Appreciate. So yeah, hope you all enjoyed these matchups of Newgate versus Rebecca. If you did, make sure to like the video below and subscribe to us. We post One Piece videos every single day. I'll see you all again tomorrow for some more Newgate gameplay. Enjoy your day.